Please come.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Kirti. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
So, Kirti, we begin with your brief introduction.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. My name is Kirti. I was born and brought up in Panipat, a district in Haryana. I've done my graduation in BA program from Hindu College, University of Delhi. Following this, I pursued Bachelor of Laws LLB from Campus Law Center, University of Delhi. My hobbies and interests include playing table tennis and watching documentaries.
So, Kirti, you have done law, such a good profession. You do public service also, you secure justice for people. Why civil services?
Sir, in my final year of graduation, while in Hindu College, I had made up my mind to become a civil servant. And in that background, I decided to pursue law because I believe that legal aptitude would be very much instrumental.
No, my question is why you chose civil services?
Yes, sir. Sir, being a person of diverse interest, I believe that the basic inspiration has been my father. So he has been an administrator himself in the field of education. So being inspired from him and having that essence of desire to serve society, I decided to go for civil services, which I believe that would provide me an avenue of policy implementation and policy making at later stages, which would be very intellectually stimulating.
Kirti, you were just now mentioning, I interrupted in between, that law and education will help you a lot.
Yes.
All right, in your civil services. Now tell me, if you get into IAS, you will become collector and district magistrate. So what kind of laws will help you in administration in the district?
Sir, the law forms the very DNA of governance. And keeping that in mind, sir, being a magistrate, I will be able to ensure, the major duty of magistrate is to ensure law and order. So having a legal background, sir, I will also be having some powers under CRPC under section 133 as well as section 144 of CRPC. So I will be knowing that.
So good, very good. So let's take a case. There's a farmers agitation and you are collector or district magistrate of one part of Delhi where the farmers are trying to enter inside and they are resorting to violence. What section you would use, 133 or 144?
Sir, in this case, I will go for section 144 because it deals with the larger public order. Section 133 deals with public nuisance only. So I will go for section 144 in that circumstance.
But in this case, you need to remove the protesters. Yes. So how do you remove unlawful assembly? There's another section for that.
Yes, sir. Sir, under IPC, under section 149.
No, IPC is wrong. I'm asking it's CPC. Anyway, tell me, what is curfew?
Sir, curfew refers to a situation in which the public gathering is restricted to certain amount of number of people, as well as it depends on the situation and circumstances as well, whether to what extent it has to be extended, whether it has, and the duration of it as well.
All right. You are a political science student also.
Yes.
And you have done law as well. One nation, one election. It is alleged that it will violate the basic feature of the constitution. Now, see it legally and from constitution point of view.
Sir, it is being alleged that one nation, one election might go against federalism, which is the basic structure of the constitution. So, legally on that angle, it is being challenged, as well as there is also another apprehension with regards to premature dissolution itself. Whether democracy itself will uphold or not, because democracy is rooted in a free and fair election. But sir, being a law student, I also have knowledge, and political science student as well. I have a knowledge that on the ground, it won't be against federalism. It will in turn promote federalism, because now both the regional as well as national agendas will be discussed by the political parties themselves.
All right. Thank you, Kirti.
So, Kirti, you are from Haryana.
Yes.
So, if Haryana has to have its own capital, so tell me merits and demerits.
Sir, the merits would be, firstly, it will lead to employment creation because infrastructure creation would be done in the capital. And secondly, there would be more streamlining of governance, because currently we have some of the government offices in Panchkula while others in Chandigarh. Coming to demerits, sir, so demerits might be that it will require a huge amount of fiscal expenditure by the government itself. So we have to take into consideration whether it would be fiscally sustainable or not. And secondly, sir, another demerit might be that currently it is being said that Chandigarh is working as a very good cultural union territory itself, and it has advantage of being a capital of Haryana, and it gives a good stature to Haryana itself, taking into account the planned city of the Chandigarh and the various good infrastructure it has.
So, if you were to suggest any capital for Haryana, so which would you suggest?
Sir, I would suggest Panchkula because sir, currently we have several government offices in Panchkula only. HPSC headquarter is also in Panchkula, as well as Delhi Advocate Bar. Advocate Bar Council is also sitting in Panchkula, and several government offices are in Panchkula itself.
Now, I see from your draft that you are quite good in sports. You are a state level table tennis player and cricket player also, and sports captain also. And you are from Haryana also. So, on one hand, we see a patriarchal mindset in Haryana, and on the other hand, we see good sports women coming out of Haryana. So, why this dichotomy?
Sir, sports form the very part of culture of Haryana, right from the very beginning. So on that account, sports has been seen by society as a good society as a way for social upliftment and mobility itself. So women are given an avenue in this because the society as well as parents are comfortable in sending their women to sports, which would lead to job security as well as social mobility as well. So on that account, it has been promoted as well as government policy itself. The government is promoting sports through women sports fair as well at the state level. Apart from that, even some of the role models of Haryana itself, for instance, Vinesh Phogat, Saina Nehwal, they have acted as an inspiration for the youth girls of Haryana.
So, my last question, Kirti, before I pass on, what do you understand by an aspirational district?
Sir, aspirational district are considered as a district 122 identified district under aspirational district program, whereby the basic necessities of the government in the field of health, education and other basic necessities to increase the efficiency of governance as well as quality of life of people is being envisaged.
Can you name few in Haryana?
Yes, sir. Sir, as far as I'm able to recall, one of them is Karnal, but I'm not able to recall other ones. I will go and check
Okay.
upon it.
No issues. Thank you, Kirti.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Kirti. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, sir.
Okay, Kirti, the education policy of 2020 has brought about substantial structural and process changes. I'm not going to ask you what the structural changes are, but my question to you, in terms of the pedagogy for the primary education vis-a-vis the secondary education, give me the three distinguishing features in terms of the pedagogy of the primary vis-a-vis the secondary.
Yes, sir. Sir, under NEP 2020, through it is being envisaged that mother tongue based language should be is desirable at primary level, whereas in the case of secondary level, it can be according to voluntary nature itself. And apart from that, sir, with regards to primary education, we are also focusing upon foundational literacy and numeracy through NEP 2020. Whereas with regards to secondary education, we have target of ensuring 50% gross enrollment ratio by 2035. And we are promoting more qualitative as well as holistic based education, which is rooted in vocational education, sports based education and other extracurricular based education as a whole. And a very clarified structure under 5+3+3+4 distinguishes between the need of the primary education under the 5 criteria and secondary education under the 9th to 12th criteria.
Okay, now you are the collector of district Hisar, and you come across that there's a big agitation of your own employees from your office agitating that on the new pension scheme, and quite number of them have come in and they have gherao and they would like that the collector intervene. And they, as a collector, how would you convince, and more so that you're a law student, convince that the new pension scheme is fit for them?
Sir, firstly, with regards to this, I will show the quality of being objective. So I will take some of the representative of the agitating employees and have a one-on-one conversation with them, in which I will try to persuade them through logical means as well, by trying to make them understand that how much it is essential for the fiscal prudence of government itself.
They will not understand all this physical prudence. You will have to explain them in a day-to-day terms.
Yes, sir. Sir, in day-to-day terms, I will make them ensure that they will get pension. Still, they will get pension, just the pedagogy and the very structure has been changed, whereby earlier it was non-conditional, but now it will be in the background of several conditions. And I will make them understand that that in the long run, this will benefit them as they will get a specified pension at the end of retirement, while it will also be a win-win situation for the government itself. And with regards to social security, there are
No, I thought you would be more specific in telling them as to how this is beneficial them in terms of money coming into them.
Yes, sir. Sir, with regards to that, I will assure them that they will get pension. They are not being deprived of pension. They will get their social security at the time of retirement. But just the structure has been changed. So I will try to convince them around it and try to make them see the other angle as well with regards to government itself, and try to make them understand that it is a win-win situation for both. I will go for this strategy as a whole.
Okay. What do you understand by the term rule of res judicata?
Sir, rule of res judicata is delineated in section 11 of a Code of Civil Procedure, under which if there is any, if a matter has already been decided by the court, that it cannot be reheard. So it is basically a policy of public justice and equity, that the justice must come to finality itself.
But is there a caveat to this law or to the rule?
Sir, I'm not able to recall specific one at this point of time. I will read about
All
it.
right. And the last question coming to you, Kirti. Have you heard of this scheme called Happy in Haryana?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Sir, under this scheme, the people with the salary of with annual salary of less than rupees 1 lakh will be provided free commutation on the public transportation.
Thank you, Kirti. The person of the next member.
Kirti, do you know something about Great Indian Bustard?
Sir, it
Yeah. Please tell me, what is it? A bird? No?
sir,
Yeah.
I believe it is state bird of
Yes.
Haryana.
Haryana or Rajasthan? Oh, Haryana.
Haryana and Rajasthan
And
both.
both.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yesterday, Supreme Court has given a very important decision about this Great Indian Bustard habitat. Its overall habitat and critical habitat.
Sir, I did not follow it. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
you
sir.
did not follow it.
I will read about it.
Yeah. Now tell me something about the CAA. Can you dissect this CAA for me? I mean, what is the issue? Why people are against it, and why government is implementing? People are against it. What is the issue?
Sir, at the very outset, I would like to highlight what CAA is about. It's about providing citizenship who have been resident for the last 5 years to certain religious minorities of Hindu, Sikhs, Christian, Parsis, Buddhist from 3 theosophical countries, Islamic countries of Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh. So it is basically fast tracking of citizenship. Sir, coming about why people are against it. Sir, it is being seen that it is discriminatory in provision because discrimination on the basis of religion is not really allowed under Article 14 and 15 itself. And secondly, there's also concern among the Northeast people, especially of Assam, because they believe that it goes against Assam Accord of 1971, which set a timeline of illegal immigrants of 1971. And now this timeline under CAA is 2014. So they feel that around 19 lakh of illegal immigrants which were identified, the 5 lakh among them will be come under CAA. So their core issue is not being addressed. So these are the concerns that people have. And with regards to what government says, sir, our government is a very progressive government. It wants to, it has now and again reiterated that it is a benign piece of legislation. It is not exclusionary, but inclusionary in provision. Because we have a history of providing refugee to illegal immigrants right from the independence itself. And with regards to religion discrimination, sir, our government has now and then clarified that it doesn't exclude Muslims, which is the basic concern among people. It just classifies on the basic of religious persecution itself, that they have the people who have been religiously persecuted. So it is moral duty of India to provide them a refugee, a citizenship in our country, to allay their own fears as well as.
The religious persecution is being done on Ahmadiyas, Uyghur Muslims of China. They are also religiously persecuted, you know.
Yes.
Why they are not getting, they are not allowed? They should also be allowed, you know.
Sir, CAA is on the basis of providing citizenship to those religious persecuted who are from theosophical Islamic countries. So talking about Ahmadiyas, they are already Islamic, and we have other provisions under Article 5 to 11 itself, whereby they can go for providing citizenship on the case-to-case basis. So it is a purely policy making itself under Article 11, which the Parliament has exercised.
Kirti, this National Green Tribunal, what is all about? What is this National Green Tribunal?
Sir, National Green Tribunal has been established under NGT Act of 2010. So it's a specialized court which aims at providing expeditious and expertise in environment-based cases. So it is a specialized institution and a court itself, a tribunal itself, which aims at expediting the.
Any of its important recent judgments?
Yes, sir, indeed. Firstly, in the it has it has taken action on account of air pollution in Delhi itself, that unleaded petrol has to be eradicated. And secondly, recently it even gave a verdict in Save Mon Federation case, whereby it held that the pond cannot be deprived under public trust doctrine, because it will lead to destruction of bird habitat. And thirdly, it also fined Kerala government for pollution of Ashtamudi Lake.
Okay, thank you, Kirti.
Thank you, sir.
Kriti, there is a democracy summit going on, third democracy summit. So can you tell me where this summit is being held, and what is the agenda or theme of third democracy summit?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware about it.
All right, no problem. But can you tell me role of civil society in a democracy?
Sir, civil society is the fifth pillar of democracy, which aims at ensuring that which are based on interest group as well as subject specific. So it acts as a pressure group on the government, which makes ensure that that the voice of each and every citizen reaches the government in any sort of policy making and policy implementation. Also, it complements the government itself.
Kriti, I find your hobbies include you were state level TT player.
Yes, sir.
So why did you leave, or you are still playing table tennis?
Sir, I did play table tennis with whole my passion and dedication, but state level was the maximum level I could reach. And after that, sir, I decided to focus upon academic pursuits. But I do play table tennis now also. I daily go in evening in a nearby school to play table tennis.
So tell me why table tennis is
more popular in China than in India? And why we are not doing as well in TT?
Sir, table tennis is the national sports of China. So, as cricket is to India, table tennis is to China. So, there they have a specific cultural linkage with the China, with the game itself. China has a cultural linkage, and they have provided a good sort of infrastructure. They have separate table tennis universities, and being a great table tennis player is equivalent to stardom there. So, that's why it is being pursued by players. Whereas in the case of India, sir, I wouldn't really say that we are not doing wonders in the game of table tennis. Recently, we have reached some strides in table tennis with regards to introduction of ultimate table tennis as a domestic league itself. And apart from that, sir, our players, we have 3 players among top 50 in the world rankings. And recently in the Paris Olympics itself, our table tennis team has been qualified for Olympics for the first time. So we are doing wonders in that game, I believe.
Very good, very good. Tell me, Kirti, if you were to draw some traits of table tennis and cricket, you also played cricket, in civil services. So, what those traits would be that will help you in civil service?
Yes. Sir, firstly, focus. Both these games require focus at the moment. Table tennis is such a fast game that you have to be very focused upon the ball and take action as per your instincts at that point of time, and that should be a very correct action. And secondly, the strategy itself, being a strategic person. Both these games required an adequate amount of strategy, which I will be able to use in civil services as well. And thirdly, sir, I believe sports provide a sort of mental strength and emotional intelligence. So, the emotional intelligence and the mental strength that I have gained from these games would be very much essential in civil services itself, in which I will be able to cater to any challenge with my with great mental stability as well as presence of mind.
But one last question: do you spin or swing the table tennis ball?
Sir, spin.
Spin.
Yes, sir.
All right. Over to you.
Thank you, sir.
Kirti, how has digital public infrastructure helped India to become a leading economy?
Yes. Sir, digital public infrastructure has acted as a base for the development of various other technologies. For instance, UPI itself has acted a base for Aadhaar, for DBT, as well as for financial inclusion itself. So, domestically, we have been able to do really great in economic because the digital public infrastructure has the ability to reach the very last mile. So those who were excluded earlier are now able to, from the comfort of their home, able to access the government schemes in a very holistic manner. And apart from that, sir, not only domestically, I would say even globally, it has led to increase in India's prestige itself. It is the model that each and every country want to emulate.
Kirti, anything from your DAF which we may not have covered in our questions?
No, sir, I believe the esteemed panel has covered almost all the questions, so I'm pretty satisfied.
So, thank you, Kirti. We conclude our interview. We'll call you again in 2-3 minutes. So, Kirti, how was it today, the mocks?
I think it went fine.
It went fine.
I could have been good with some.
So, is this your first time in UPSC?
Yes.
You're shaping well, Kirti. The panel is pretty impressed with your overall personality, your energy level, your reasonably good knowledge about all these subjects. But variety of knowledge that you had was appreciable, extending from law to even I would say economy and your own sports and all. So you're doing well. A few things which panel will observe in detail, but I'll just flag them. One is your answers could be a little more structured. You were a little lengthier. Maybe you became passionate in some answers and then you carried on and on. Another reason could be that you were yourself not very satisfied with the reply that you were giving. So you have a tendency to go on and on and on. Okay. That maybe panel has not understood even now. Okay, so that kind of validation, you seek all the time and you go on and on. So please resist the temptation. That is my point number 2. Knowledge is good. Variety of knowledge is good. You could cover a little about everything pretty well, but you need depth.
Yes.
You know? See, Kirti, the benchmark should be that in case there is a supplementary question, you should be able to
Address that as.
address that well with the same kind of confidence.
Yes.
You were slightly derailed, when I put you in a little, I intervened in between. You were derailed in the very beginning. Now that should not happen. Another last thing I would like to mention, though the honorable member would tell you, or maybe I had asked you, about the civil services. Your answer was very, I would say, one didn't come to any conclusion why you want to go to
I could not structure it well.
स्ट्रक्चर नहीं, कंटेंट भी नहीं था.
ठीक है
आप करना क्या चाह रही हो ये पता ही नहीं लगा लास्ट तक.
ठीक है
मतलब फादर थे एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर है, इस वजह से आपने ज्वाइन कर लिया, या लॉ में आपको कुछ कमी नजर आई, या लॉ को आप यूज करने के लिए IAS में आ रही हैं.
ओके सर,
Prepare it, reframe it. You should, and I was giving you a hint that what are the features of civil services that you prefer.
Yes sir.
So you should immediately come to what attracts you to a civil service.
Yes sir.
So naturally the features, and you come out with unique features, diverse opportunities, diverse challenges, reaching out to people. It's a public service, and that's why I asked you. Lawyer is also doing a public service.
Yes sir.
So उससे भी आपको देखना है कि नहीं, यहाँ the reach out is very large. आप एक दो को clients को कर रहे हो, but यहाँ पे you are doing for the. So just since you are a lawyer, you need to compare and bring out with unique features without condemning your law profession. All right. So that's all from my side for the time being. Let's hear other members.
Kirti, you are a very good candidate. You've done very well. Get yourself updated with the current affairs.
Yes.
That is important. Yesterday, Supreme Court has allowed this solar transmission through that Great Indian Bustard. What is that, desert park or something?
Yes,
no?
sir, yes.
So they have allowed that.
Yes sir, I will read upon it.
It's an important event. And rest, your analysis is all good. Read about, you were talking about theosophical state sort of thing, Pakistan and Afghanistan. Iran is a theological state.
Yes.
So what is the difference between Iran and Pakistan? Pakistan carries out democratic elections, etc. So Iran is a different type of
Yes
setup.
sir, yes.
So is there any difference between a Islamic state and a theological state? So just read about it.
I will read about it.
Is there any difference? Because that title may be a misnomer.
Okay.
What is theosophical?
Theosophical, sorry. It should have been theological.
Theological, I think it's.
Yes, sir.
Theosophical, I think maybe something different.
No,
Okay.
I guess I can.
So read about theosophical as well.
Yes,
And
yes.
theological, and as well as Islamic state. What is the fine difference between these three? So
All
that
right, sir.
you can firm up your answers beautifully.
Theological.
Overall, you are a very good candidate, Kirti. You will do very well in the interview. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Thank you.
So, Kirti, a powerhouse of energy.
Thank you, sir.
That is what you are. Full of energy, good communication, good confidence. So, very good personality overall. Now, just read current affairs.
Yes.
So, this third democracy summit, read more about it.
Yes, sir. I
Being
will.
held in South Korea, Seoul.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
And one of the theme is civil society. So I asked you civil society question.
Okay,
So you
sir.
could have been, focused on civil society makes a democracy vibrant
Yes, sir.
and then makes government accountable. Plus many more things.
Yes, sir.
So you you can structure your reply
Yes.
and be little brief. Table tennis, excellent reply, but you were longish.
Yes.
थोड़ा सा उसी को condense कर दो ना.
All right.
So that shows your passion. That's okay,
Yes.
but slightly cut it short.
All right, sir. I will do.
So wish you all the best. You are doing very well.
Thank you, sir.
All the very best, Kirti.
So Kirti, good personality, communication, overall good performance. Go a bit in depth also and try avoiding any factual errors. Aspiration districts are 112 and not 122, and look into Haryana also.
All right, sir. I will.
Okay.
I will.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Kirti, any questions?
Sir, as of now, not really.
Okay. So Kirti, just one more word of advice. Just now I heard you don't be in a hurry.
Okay, sir.
You are reacting very fast to the questions.
Okay, sir.
And these kinds of errors, which the honorable member just now mentioned, it's a result of जल्दी
These can be avoided.
जल्दी से मैं बोलूं,
So
with
actually
that
what
temptation.
really happens is when the interview starts, I'm a bit nervous. So
Yes, nervousness
gradually-
results in होता है. ज़्यादा जोर से भी तो इसलिए नहीं बोल रही हूँ कि nervous हो.
No, not in that.
ऐसे ही
But
बोलते
actually, I'm a loud person only. ये तो मैंने tone down करे.
कोशिश करो. You are-
Or I will.
we are our grievance always with the candidates like you is to raise your pitch and be
Okay,
loud.
sir. I will work
But
upon
you
it.
are one of the few candidates जिसको हम कह रहे हैं कि थोड़ा सा
Slowly.
energy level को थोड़ा सा energy level your pleasing personality is really very will help you a lot. But थोड़ा tone down करो अपनी voice को pitch को
Sir, ये कैसे tone
और
down
जल्दी
करूं?
हैं
कैसे करूँ sir? I've been trying a lot.
अपने पेरेंट्स को टोकते रहे तुम्हें. No, you have to practice it. What
अभी
you
आप
do
सही
is,
बोल रहे हो. अभी आप सही बोल रहे हो.
हाँ,
हाँ जी,
अभी हाँ.
इसी उसके
Yes,
बाद
right,
में।
exactly.
you compare with what you when you get the video, उसको सुनना और फिर बाद में आप खुद से किसी के सामने या उसको भी रिकॉर्ड कर लेना and then you come out. You have time also.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है ना? But यही नहीं करते रहना है केवल.
हाँ जी sir.
You have to
definitely.
plug your gaps also.
Yes.
So that's all from our side. We have given you 66% today, Kirti. You are one of the very promising candidates that we have had during this session. So you must understand your worth
Yes.
and improve yourself in all the areas which we have mentioned.
Yes.
So wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.